Good morning, everybody. I am here to present to you today's lesson. So this is for Thursday, the 8th of January, 2015. So to get started today, we are going to review the reflexive vocabulary that you saw yesterday. I'm going to teach you how to conjugate those reflexive verbs. You're going to do an activity for a comprehension check just to make sure that you understand what you're doing. And then finally, you're going to have a homework assignment. So it's a little bit more than what it was yesterday, but that's to be expected because yesterday was an introduction. So first things first, take a few minutes to go to Quizlet and practice the French 2 reflexive verb vocabulary. I would encourage you to spend about 10 minutes doing this. These are going to creep up on you very quickly if you don't start memorizing them now. So if you go to Quizlet, you will notice that I have created a list that is French 2 reflexive verbs. So once you have worked on those for a few minutes, you can go ahead and pause this video, work on that, and then come back to the video. Okay, so I trust that you have now studied the reflexive verb vocabulary. So now comes the important part. I'm going to teach you how to conjugate the reflexive verbs. It's actually really easy. There's two steps to it. The first step is to change the se. So, if you look at an infinitive, you have like the se brosser or se lever in front of it. You have to change that se to match the pronoun that you're talking about. So, I have a little chart here for you. So for je, you're going to change it to me, to me. For tu, you're going to change it to te. For il or elle, you're going to change it to se, so it doesn't really change at all. It's going to stay the same. For nous, you're going to change it to nous. For vous, you're going to change it to vous. And for il and elle, you're going to change it to se, se. So notice with nous and vous, it's the same thing. It's not a different word. So I put here, it may seem weird because yes, you can have nous. So it looks weird because you've got nous and nous next to each other and it sounds like you're repeating yourself, but you're not. So you can have nous, you can have vous. So here's an example. If I have je and se brosser, I'm going to change the se to me. So I now have je me brosse. So I would change the se to me to match my je. So let's repeat that again. You have to change the se to match your pronoun. So look at the pronoun that you have, which is going to be one of these, and you're going to change that se, the se, to match that pronoun. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, you just conjugate the verb in the present tense. So, for example, I have je se brosser. So here I have je. I changed my se to me, to me, to match my pronoun. And then I just conjugate, it's just an ER verb. So I take off my ER and I add an E for the ending. So if you don't remember ER verb conjugations, which I hope by now you know them by heart, this might be a little bit difficult. But remember, you've got your endings are E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. Okay, so I've got a few examples here to show you. So je and se laver, nous se laver, tu se brosser, vous s'en aller, il se rasser, and elle se maquiller. So this is going to be a little comprehension check here. If you see, you know what you're doing. So here I have je. I'm going to change my se to me, and I'm going to conjugate my verb. So I take off my er, and I'm going to add an e. For the second one, I've got nous. My se is going to change to nous, and I'm going to conjugate my verb. I take off my er, I have ons. Here I've got tu. I change my se to te, and I conjugate my verb. This one's tricky because aller is an irregular verb. So I'm going to have vous, zon, your en, and then I'm going to conjugate aller. Here I've got il. My se doesn't change to anything because of my pronoun. And then I conjugate my verb. Last one. Elle, se, and conjugate my verb. Okay, So if you do not understand how I did that, go back and listen to my instructions again and then see if you can get it the second time around. If not, get a hold of me so that I can talk to you, I can teach you, I can walk you through it. Okay, next thing you need to do on my big campus, I've posted a link to a Google form. Go complete it so that I can see if you understand this or not. So underneath this video on my big campus, I posted a link to a Google form. The Google form is just going to have you conjugate 5 of these really quick. It's going to send it to me so that I can say, okay, yes, she's got it. Okay, yes, he's got it. Okay, that person needs help, so that I can kind of see what you're working on and I can see if you need help before you complete the assignment. So go ahead and pause this video, go back and do that Google form so that I can see that you've been working on it. The link will be right below this video. So if you look at the comments of this video, that link is right there. Okay, then after you have done the comprehension check, on my big campus under schoolwork, you have an assignment titled Reflexive Verb Practice. Go do this assignment. So if you have any questions about what you're doing, make sure you ask me before you do this. You've got one attempt. It's for grade. So, and of course, I'm going to go back and double check and make sure, you know, if you spelled something wrong or it was capitalized when it shouldn't have been, I'll look at those things. But you need to do this. So it's going to be under my big campus, reflexive verb practice. So it's going to look like this. And you are just conjugating the verbs in the space provided. Now, when I did it, I did put it in to where you will have like the pronoun in front. So je, me, brosse, they don't. So you would want to put the entire thing in there. So I did include pronoun. So that would be an example of how to do it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I'll be available all day today from 8 o'clock until 3:30, and then I will still answer questions after that. It just might not be immediate. But don't hesitate to contact me. Have fun working.